This exclusive message at Expona is brought to you by Advanced Paris, PMC, Esoteric, and Amphion.
Really, our mission is to put together products that sound good and look good together that create just an emotional hi-fi experience. One of the products that's been really popular here at Expona is Advanced Paris. Advanced Paris is feature-laden, has just a beautiful appearance that attracts people to it right away. And it makes great sound for the amount of money that they're charging for the gear. We're really excited to show for the first time their upper end models, their Premier series. We have the XP1200 and the XA600 in one of our demonstration rooms. Before now, everyone's been really excited about the integrated products from Advanced Paris. The combination of the way they look, the features that they have, and the way that they sound has made them really, really popular. The Advanced Paris integrateds really stand out because they have a tube preamp section. And then in the case of the A12, which is their most popular model, they have a dual mono construction with a really powerful Class AB amplifier at 190 watts into 8 ohms. Around back though, there's a lot of surprises. For example, there's HDMI ARC in the A10 and the A12 product, so you can connect up a television directly to them and enjoy it that way. They also have a first-class DAC, high-res DAC in the product, and a great phono section. People are really visually drawn to the Advanced Paris products. The big, bright blue VU meters set the product apart instantly when you look at it. But under the hood, the performance is there, and the feature value for money really stands out. We're really committed with every show that we do to have at least one room where someone can come in and see a high-value system that provides an exceptional experience. Here at Expona, we have the Prodigy 5 speaker as in our most affordable room. The PMC Prodigy 5 is a compact speaker that just gives you great audiophile performance without having to spend a ton of money. So in our most affordable room here, we're using the Advanced Paris A12 integrated, super popular and well-priced unit, mated to the PMC Prodigy 5 for a great combo. I'm really proud that our demonstration room here at Expona with Advanced Paris and the Prodigy 5s embodies the kind of performance that you would expect from an audiophile system, even one that would cost a lot more. We have for the first time on display at Expona this week from PMC the Fenestria, their flagship loudspeaker, which is exceptional. And I'd love it, Paul, if you could tell us a little about what makes this different than the rest of the PMC line.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Rob. Yes, this is the first showing of the flagship Fenestria here at Expona. And it's a very different loudspeaker to anything else you see in the PMC range. Everything about the product is designed to reduce interference, resonance, or how the tweeter, the mid-range interact with the cabinets, the drive units. As we can see with the centerpiece of the Fenestria, the nest, the tweeter itself sits inside a fluid to completely isolate that from the nest, again controlling any kind of resonance or interference from other components. Again, if you look at the design, you can see the wings that are on the side here. These are actually mass damping devices, again, minimizing any interference from resonance from the cabinet itself. We've also got the laminar vent system, which is now throughout the PMC range and is very key to the ATL technology that we have with PMC. This helps control the airflow as it leaves the cabinet, again keeping the airflow away from the front of the cabinet, again reducing any interference. So it's low colorization, low distortion to give you the very, very best audio performance possible from a product such as this.
And Paul, how have you found the pairing with the Grandioso gear from Esoteric this week?
That's been a fantastic pairing. It's you can tell from the build quality, how open the product is. It's just been a perfect match for us. It's got all the power we need, and that's something we like at PMC. So no, very, very impressed with the Esoteric product.
The Esoteric products that we have in this room and the room next door have the Master Discrete DAC technology from Esoteric. And Esoteric builds their own decks in Japan on their own assembly line and taking great care with each piece to get the maximum possible performance. And the new SE versions of several of the models, whether it be an SACD or network streaming devices, employ this technology, and they're exceptional. We're just excited to show them off here.
My name is Anssi from Amphion Loudspeakers from Finland. We're here at Expona in an Amphion Esoteric room telling you a little bit about how we feel it's going today. The Amphion philosophy is very much pushing the acoustic design, because whatever we can achieve acoustically, we don't have to try to fix electrically. And whatever we can take away from the signal chain in terms of components, etc. It increases detail, resolution, emotional involvement. One big part of having a good speaker is that it needs to coexist with the room. It needs to be comfortable with the room, not fight the room acoustics. Krypton especially, of course, is a little bit interesting. It's a true three-way full-range speaker, goes down to 21 Hz -3. And it's one of those rare animals that actually works in a small room like this, even if it's full range. One thing that needs to be said, they work in a point source manner, even if it don't look like that, because at the crossover, 1600 Hz, we cross at much lower point than normally people do. And the reason for that is that then we can take the crossover to be outside the critical hearing range. Because of course, what people don't normally think about, human hearing is not linear. We talk about in the audio, we talk about, how does it measure, let's say from 20 Hz to 20,000 or 30,000 Hz. Nobody talks about the fact that there's actually an area between 2 to 5 Ks where human hearing is more precise. And if you kind of want to do a good speaker, is this a place where you want to put your crossover, the seam? I mean, we don't have a chair manufacturer putting a seam in the middle of the cushion where everybody can see it. They always hide it to the side, and that's kind of what we do with a waveguide. I think one of the problems for an audiophile is that while there are a lot of great components out there with great reviews, how do you know that what you happen to have in your system actually create a synergistic pairing? I think we are witnessing something pretty magical here with the Esoteric and Amphion combination. First of all, of course, our products from Amphion, we always control our dispersion, so they work in a very good level in all spaces. I mean, if it works in a hotel room, it certainly will work at a home. And they have also, important to notice, they also have how they transfer energy is actually more natural than a lot of the other products out there. All of these things naturally lead to the situation that because they are acoustically pretty advanced, they are electrically very simple. So that signal that comes into the speaker, then every little nuance that it has, timing, phasing, frequency band wise, detail wise, will come through in very well, or a very clear manner. And this is, of course, the joy of using high quality electronics like the Esoteric chain here, because you can really hear everything what's happening in the not only the signal chain, but also in the recordings. I was a little bit surprised and naturally excited also that there are some tracks that I've heard numerous times, and I still found small information that I haven't detected before. So this is a sign that you are dealing with something a little bit special.
My name is Hiroyuki Machida from Esoteric Japan. I'm here in Expona together with Amphion speaker. Esoteric is a Japanese brand, and we are high-end manufacturer, and people in the world think Japanese people, we are obsessed with the detail. Detail, and detail. It's a very important factor for a high-end audio market. And we think Japanese product is also a super high quality level. So the quality level and obsession to the detail, it's the most important quality of the Esoteric product. Our new product is a N-01XD SE. This is SE version, new version of our network player, and this component is upgrade more higher level product compared to the Florida show. And inside the network player, there is a master sound discrete DAC, our own in-house design DA converter system. And we are not satisfied with the off-the-shelf small chipset of the DAC, so we design everything in-house. For the network player, the power supply is very, very important. Usually the streamer needs to be a thinner shaft, streamer shaft. So most of the manufacturers use a switching component for the power supply. But switching component is very efficient, so you can get the great power out of a small power supply box. But the problem is that the switching component has produces noise. So we always use a big power supply, a big linear power supply, even for the network player. So the big power supply is not so efficient, and actually it gets hot. So the electricity will consumed as a heat, so not efficient. We need to be very big, but it's very silent and very low noise, and that is a key to reproduce more natural, smooth sounding out of a streamer. And this N-01XD SE and F02 is a matching component, and this is one of the most simple combination from Esoteric. And we also developed our own FPGA programming. So now the N-01XD SE, especially this one, is a very, very consistent design, as our engineers' mind is fully put into this design. They think that the most important thing is to reproduce the actual live sound from the audio system. So we don't like simply a clean presentation like an audiophile product, but we would like to produce more live sound. And I think that it is a very good match with the Amphion speaker. And our engineer is also thinking the simple circuit is the best. So our design is how to eliminate the unwanted component and invest and focus on the key elements only. So I think our engineer is considering that Esoteric product is a very emotional product. So we are focused on the actual emotional experience of the music listening. And I think this is a reason that there is a good match between our Amphion speaker and Esoteric. I think the engineers is considering the same, they are facing the same direction. And SE version has a new component for the analog section of the DA converter board. And it's got a very natural sounding DAC, I think. And the processor is a 64-bit and 512 FS, so the technology is one of the most cutting edge. But we also use very high precision resistors and very big power supply component for the DA converter board. So usually the DAC chipset the size is like this, but our DAC is on a very big board. And this will create a very natural sound.
So everything big, natural.
Yes, yes.
Big equals natural. Is that
So to keep the circuit simple and use the big component. It's a key to make a good sounding system.
As a speaker manufacturer, Amphion, we feel that our job is to create a large clean window into music and really get out of the way, so that whatever you have in the signal chain, whatever you have in the recording will come through in all its glory. And I think we're very close to that here. To me, one of the biggest differences between when you experience something live, unamplified, and in a hi-fi system is speed. how fast are the transients? How does the energy get transferred? I mean, a good example for me is that when I listen to the drum set close by, to me, 80% of the energy is on the front of the note, not in the back of the note. And this is very interesting about the esoteric components, how they do this. It's very grain-free, but very fast, and I like that a lot. And the final outcome and the feel of the system is ultimately a question of, do the components, do they create a synergistic pairing, synergistic match? Do their tones and timbres actually match very well? And that, I must say, that Esoteric for Amphion seems to be a very good solution.